What if I told you that waking up at 3 in the morning to rush to the bathroom is not simply a normal part of getting older, and that the real reason it keeps happening might be something surprisingly simple that most people over 50 unknowingly do every single night before bed? Because so many men and women believe that once you reach your 50s or 60s, it's inevitable to wake up 2, 3, or even 4 times a night just to urinate. Yet the truth is that your body was designed to sleep through the night, and when it doesn't, it's usually sending you a quiet signal that something in your daily routine needs a small adjustment rather than a major medical intervention. And if you've ever experienced that frustrating moment when you finally fall asleep, only to suddenly wake up again a few hours later with that urgent pressure in your bladder, you already know how disruptive it can be, because one trip to the bathroom often turns into lying awake, in bed staring at the ceiling, your mind racing, wondering why you can't fall back asleep, and by morning you feel groggy, irritable, and exhausted even though you technically spent 8 hours in bed. And if this happens regularly, you might start believing that your body is simply deteriorating with age. But what many people don't realize is that nighttime urination after 50 is often connected to a handful of small habits that slowly change how your bladder, kidneys, and hormones behave while you sleep. And once you understand this connection, you can begin to support your body in a way that restores deeper, uninterrupted sleep. Because inside your body there is a remarkable system that controls fluid balance during the night. And when it works properly, your brain releases a hormone that tells your kidneys to slow down urine production so your bladder can rest while you sleep. But after 50, that system can become slightly less efficient, especially if certain evening habits confuse your body's internal signals. And when that happens, your kidneys continue producing urine throughout the night, almost as if it were daytime, which fills the bladder faster than it should and wakes you up long before morning. And that is why so many people over 50 find themselves waking up at nearly the same time every night, often around 2 or 3 in the morning, because their bodies never received the proper signals to shift into nighttime fluid conservation mode. And the encouraging news is that with a very simple 10-minute bedtime routine, you can gently guide your body back toward a healthier rhythm. And this routine does not require medications, complicated diets, or intense exercise, just a few thoughtful steps that help your bladder, nervous system, and hormones prepare for restful sleep. But before we talk about the routine itself, it helps to recognize a few signs that your body might already be struggling with nighttime fluid balance, such as feeling an urgent need to urinate shortly after lying down, waking up multiple times during the night even when you didn't drink much water before bed, noticing swelling in your ankles or feet during the evening that seems to disappear overnight, or feeling unusually thirsty late at night, even though you drank plenty earlier in the day. Because these are clues that fluid is shifting through your body in ways that make nighttime urination more likely. And this is extremely common after 50 because circulation, hormone levels, and muscle tone gradually change with age. But the key point to remember is that these changes can be supported and improved rather than simply accepted. And the first part of the 10-minute bedtime routine begins with something that might seem almost too simple to matter yet makes a powerful difference, which is giving your body a gentle signal that it's time to shift from daytime activity into nighttime restoration by taking a slow 2-minute walk around your home before you prepare for bed. Because light movement helps circulation move any fluid that has collected in your legs back toward the kidneys before you lie down. And that means your body processes it while you're still awake, rather than waiting until the middle of the night when it wakes you up. And you don't need to pace quickly or exercise intensely. Just stroll calmly through your home, maybe checking that doors are locked or lights are off, allowing your breathing to slow as your body begins transitioning towards sleep. And the second part of the routine takes only about 2 minutes, but helps relax the bladder and nervous system at the same time, which is practicing slow breathing while sitting comfortably at the edge of your bed, inhaling gently through your nose for 4 seconds and exhaling slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Because this pattern activates the calming branch of your nervous system that tells your body it is safe to rest. And when the nervous system relaxes, the bladder muscles also become less reactive, reducing those sudden urgent signals that can wake you during the night. And many people are surprised to discover that stress and bladder sensitivity are closely connected, which is why nights following a stressful day often bring more frequent bathroom trips, So these slow breaths act like a quiet message to your body saying everything can slow down now. And the third step of the routine involves something that takes only 1 minute, yet many people overlook it completely, which is gently elevating your legs for a short moment before lying down. Because if you spent the day sitting, standing, or walking, your legs may hold small amounts of fluid, gradually return to circulation once you lie flat in bed, and that extra fluid eventually becomes urine during the night. But by simply lying on your bed with your legs slightly raised against the wall, or resting on a pillow for 60 seconds, you encourage that fluid to circulate earlier while you are still awake, giving your kidneys time to process it before you fall asleep. And this small adjustment alone can significantly reduce nighttime bladder pressure for many adults over 50. And now the fourth part of the routine addresses a habit that quietly disrupts sleep for millions of people, which is drinking large amounts of fluid too close to bedtime. And while staying hydrated throughout the day is extremely important, your kidneys cannot instantly shut down urine production the moment you lie down. So when large amounts of water, tea, or other beverages are consumed within an hour of sleep, the bladder simply fills during the night. And a helpful strategy is shifting most of your daily hydration earlier in the day, while gradually reducing fluids during the last 2 hours before bedtime, which allows your body time to process them naturally. And this does not mean depriving yourself of water if you are thirsty. It simply means becoming mindful of timing so your body can align with your natural sleep cycle. And another piece of this routine involves being careful with certain evening beverages that stimulate urine production, particularly caffeine and alcohol, because caffeine found in coffee, tea, cola, and even chocolate signals the kidneys to produce more urine while also stimulating the bladder. But it's also important to talk about a few common mistakes people over 50 often make that unintentionally worsen nighttime urination. One of which is drastically restricting water all day in an attempt to avoid nighttime bathroom trips, because when the body becomes slightly dehydrated, it produces more concentrated urine that irritates the bladder and actually increases urgency later. So balanced hydration during the daytime is far healthier than avoiding fluids entirely. And another mistake is ignoring swelling in the legs or ankles during the evening, which can be a sign that fluid is pooling in the lower body and returning to circulation once you lie down. So light movement and leg elevation before bed become especially valuable in these situations. And some people also rely heavily on sugary evening snacks, which can cause blood sugar fluctuations that stimulate urine production and disrupt sleep. So choosing lighter evening foods and avoiding heavy late-night snacking can make a noticeable difference as well. And when you combine these insights into a simple nightly rhythm, the entire routine takes roughly 10 minutes, yet gently prepares your body for deeper, uninterrupted rest. Starting with a calm walk through your home, followed by slow breathing at the edge of your bed, then a brief moment of leg elevation, a mindful check on evening fluids, and a few pelvic floor contractions that support bladder strength. And over time, this routine sends consistent signals to your brain, kidneys, and bladder that nighttime is meant for recovery rather than activity. And the human body is incredibly responsive to these kinds of cues even after 50, 60, or 70, because our organs and hormones are constantly adapting to how we live. And small habits repeated every evening can reshape those signals in powerful ways. And perhaps the most encouraging truth of all is that the body remains capable of improvement throughout life, because many people assume that once sleep problems begin in their 50s, they will only worsen with time. Yet research and real-life experience show that when we support our bodies with simple, consistent habits, sleep quality can actually improve with age, energy levels can return, and those frustrating midnight bathroom trips can gradually become far less frequent. So if you've been waking up at 3 in the morning night after night, please remember that your body is not failing you. It is simply asking for a few supportive adjustments that help restore its natural rhythm. And by giving yourself just 10 intentional minutes before bed, you may begin to notice calmer nights, deeper sleep, and more refreshing mornings. And that means more energy to enjoy your life, your family, your hobbies, and the activities that keep you feeling strong and independent for years to come. And if you found this information helpful, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more science-based health tips designed especially for adults over 50. And share this video with a friend or loved one who might also be waking up in the middle of the night wondering why. because sometimes the smallest habits can create the biggest improvements in how we sleep, feel, and live every day.